Kitchener, you're setting up C. That is Janice Lee.
Bring that shit.
Capitalize. This system provides anything you want, you can have it, as long as you got the money to buy it. Take what you need and give nothing back. Fill your emptiness, the things you lack. The system works, and when it doesn't, the government will bail them out. So if you're a big business going down, just give the bigwigs a shot. Because the feds will prioritize the economy every year, so capitalize. Time is here. Snatch it up before it's worthless. The scramble for oil, my friend, is merciless. Sand pits and oil sands are how we gain the upper hand. Pipe spills and dead ducks, our media can easily cover those up.
Yeah.
We can build the new Trans-Canada pipeline.
Yeah.
It will be our economic growth lifeline. So be sure to invest a little extra on this limited time offer. Buy a little extra while you can still smell the sulfur. You know, the oil will only have value while the electric car stays hidden. There's no sustainable option. GM, they've been fibbing. The industry will sell hybrids until the gas runs dry, and then the electric car will return at prices high. And don't forget to diversify your interests. Have you seen the latest trend on the Pinterest? Food, colorful, organic food is a trend. These ruby red Ontario organic strawberries, they were tended to by hand. The low-paid migrant workers, they have us wonderful time. Their gratitude far exceeds our high-profit crime. With no guilt, eat your pesticide-free spinach and squash, knowing that they have been most expertly greenwashed. It's creative strategies like these that save costs and satisfy customers. The ultimate boss. It's a free-for-all. We need the most to have the pride and the fame. The same as last year is not enough. We must have more than before, or else it's a shame. We can build beyond the sky. There is no such thing as too high, so capitalize. Make it yours. Own it. Literally. We can market, divide, and conquer everything systematically. Manufacture the need and people will want it. Control the magazines and TV shows that flaunt it. Anything is possible. Everything is sellable. You can be a fucking millionaire. Woo! Just check your morals out right under here. Yeah. Great. So, here's a toast to infinite growth. God bless the honest, hardworking countries of the world. Thank you.
Janice.
From Montreal, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome up Megan and Ward. And company.
Twist and shout.
Get that thing out of here. Fuck that mic. That mic's some bullshit.
Have you ever seen a mountain break free of its weights? Hurl pieces of itself towards the valley, cracking the structure of human travels with its limbs. They call this a rock slide. They lay mesh peace offerings against its flesh in preparation for the spring awakening when its ground starts shifting and its ice starts melting, and there's the moment when the trees grow silent despite the wind, not unlike the way a heartbeat grows silent in the moment between a hug and a first kiss. It's a heavy silence. Like waiting for a newborn to take air into its lungs and transfer it to sound, it's a powerful silence.
Like 10 years without speaking to your mother, brother, father, and they know. You're somewhere in the distance wearing shoes filled with their names. Guilt playing xylophone melodies on your rib cage. Memories curled around the spine of your DNA. And you once held out your palms on an ironing board and begged your lover to burn away the kinks in your history. The folds of panic inherited in the gold flecks of your eyes, they are your mother's gift to you. Too prone to willful ignorance, they now search every inch of dust for a reason as to why. There are snakes burrowed and writhing in the flower bed of your face. They weave patterns similar to your father's freckles on your arms. You imagine him typing these words. You try to shed this skin but can't. So you push colors into it to cover him with stories he'll never know. You know he is a part of your story, but you edit him out anyway. Especially on the day he sends you flowers without a card. You never ask how he got the address. This silence is what it means to hold back earthquakes with your tongue. Your tongue, the only moist part of yourself you acknowledged existed until recently. Recently, there is a sensation in the soft skin which makes you shudder, which makes you think of your brother, and the immense betrayal of your body reacting under his touch. Your body, your birthright, claimed like a vegetable garden overwhelmed by wild chortles sprouting on each side of its parents, carrying with it the virus secretly passed down through the generations. And the roots of silence are still anchored in your trembling knees, and you're starting to sound like a storm cloud. Yeah, you're starting to look like a landslide, like the ground forgiving the mountain for beating it.
Like the river accepting new boulders to make rapids downstream, and this is what they never tell you about forgiveness. That each violent ending can be the beginning to something peaceful, and this is what they never teach you about silence. That nature will always speak for you, no matter how desperately you attempt to harness control, and the truth will always seep out of your bleeding eyes into the cadence of your next breath. So fuck it! Sing as loudly as you can. Just let the rock slides come
and scatter the dust of the past off the truth of the present. Because sometimes, sisters, even mountains need to fall down.
That's right.
Burlington sending Dan, a.k.a. Dan Murray, a.k.a. Dan. Give it up!
Yeah, buddy.
Bring that shit.
I love you, Danny. Street life on.
I want to tell Carly that this poem is for her.
Hey, Charlie! This poem's for you!
Thank you for the craft supplies. I want to wear a suit of bubble wrap. So if I get hit by a car, I will still be badly hurt, but I will have something to do while I wait for the ambulance. I want to smear my chest in glitter so I can run out of the woods flailing and shrieking that I was shit on by a unicorn. I want me and my art to be stuck together like two bits of wood acting as the bread of a PVA sandwich. I want to treat my art like a lover, play back and forth, always offering, never asking, knowing when to fuck and when to make love. I want my poetry to read like footsteps in a path of drying cement, so everyone can know where I've been and where I am. And when they reach me, I can tell them where I'm going. I want to know what the poets know. I want to get closer to Ginsberg, Kerouac, and Burroughs, so I think I'll treat myself to a naked lunch on the road and howl when they come to take me away. I want to wear a straitjacket for a year, so I can learn to write with my feet and say, yeah, that's right, world! 4 pens at once! Try to stop me now, motherfucker! I want to think up some brilliant new expression. Something to lift the chins of folks who are having a hard time with life at any given moment. Something like, if you don't trudge through the sewers, how else are you going to meet the Ninja Turtles?
That's right. That's right.
I want to treat each step like it's helping the world rotate. I want to snap so loud that I can't type when I get home. I want to care less about money and treat each purchase like it's only $10.
Only $10!
I want to laugh so hard that I ejaculate confetti. I want to deliver quiet lines during big laughs so the audience has to buy a book to know what I said. I want to quote The Simpsons like it's still 1998 and relevant. I want to live, Marge! Won't you let me live? I want to get 5 zeros in a slam, because it seems more difficult to achieve than 5 tens. I want a world where the righteous aren't so damn righteous about it. I want a world where everything goes up to 11. I want a world where you can get strange looks for not singing alone in public. I want a world where I can say Snooki and everyone else will say, who? I want a world where everything's covered up Millhouse. I want we all have sex tapes so we can all calm the fuck down about it.
Yeah!
I want to leave an audience in constant suspense. I want my audience to always be unsure of what I'll say next.
That's right!
Then the London, who are you sending up? Is that a D? We got a D. Please welcome up Inali!
Bring that shit. They all do, baby.
I feel like I'm in a long-distance relationship with the world. Because most of the time, I can't hear. And most of the world isn't listening. So together, we have gaps in our conversations the size of continents. But I travel a distance every day. I try to lip read every fucking day. Because I want this relationship to work. But I don't want our conversations to feel like a chore. I'm not staring at your lips because I want to kiss them. Okay, maybe sometime. But really, I'm only trying to sculpt them into logic and puzzle piece syllables, trying to figure out the big picture in 1,000 words or less. But I don't want a half-translated interpretation of you. It's not the world I fell in love with. I adore how you grow and change, but I'm struggling to keep up, and you are not grasping my hands. I am terrified that one day my grip will fail, and I will drop our call. You're breaking up. I don't want to break up with you.
Burlington, who are you setting up? A Tommy Buick! And trumpet.
Bring that shit.
Take him out.
We waited under the same stars they wished upon that we did not exist. So I have roamed the underbelly of history, and I do not remember a time it wasn't important that I remember that.
The answers in our history textbooks don't question her intuition. We all know something is missing. Not fragile, this conspiracy theory, but delicate subject matter.
As though revelations may shatter already shaky foundations,
A nation built on pain and prejudice, and like Judas, we were asked to deceive our brothers with a show of love.
Was it worth it?
Forgiveness is never about forgetting. It is the process of accepting the means doesn't justify the ending. How do we get here? Right here, where wrong is right here.
We had the right to be left right there.
What's right when all that's left is ripe fear of being battered and bruised?
As we are strange fruits to be picked on.
Picked off.
With Remington 760 game match.
Sawed-off shotguns.
Semi-automatic pistols.
Point blank range.
21 shots to loot is blood on history's page.
Just for being a different caliber.
Will you come down from the mountains?
Say another prayer for New Year's Day.
Set up shop along the underground and keep on track with freedom's trade.
Or are we still insisting on sipping from separate streams?
Calling each other names than the ones our mothers gave.
of a darkened
Being
era.
the pathless forgotten,
Showing we will cross roads one way
or another.
There is so much to be said for unseen strength.
If butterflies could cause tsunamis, then questions in our collective consciences create casualties
In their silence. So we will teach caterpillars that consent is to be proclaimed as loudly as 7 billion pairs of wings.
brushing against the current.
Currently, tyranny is no match for liberty.
Nor should it ever be.
In a multicultural existence,
With
controlled community access,
constant crossovers,
and considerate duality.
The struggle continues.
But not all allies are all lies.
We stop looking at each other oddly,
Longing to see that we are not at all different.
That
Issues are never black and white. There was always gray matter peeking through prisms. No more excuses or isms.
When curating equal representation in humanity's gallery,
500 gallons of paint waiting to tint and shade are shared tomorrow.
True loyalty
knows no color. Where do we go from here? Right here.
Well, we've all left right here.
And now, who's willing to listen to a voice or two where hope and reason remains? This is the precipice of change, the pinnacle of camaraderie, the possibility of community. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed days, the dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, we think to ourselves, what a wonderful world this could be.
Team London, who are you setting up? Is that a C I see in the back? A C I see in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome up Ted O!
Bring that shit.
If I was given the choice to have just one superpower, I would want to be able to stop time so that I could stay here in this moment with you forever. If I could have just one superpower, I would want to be super strong so I could carry the weight of all your burdens in one arm. Still have one free to hold your hand. If I could have just one superpower, I'd want to be able to phase, so I could reach into your chest and put back together the pieces of your broken heart. If I could have just one power, I'd want to be able to teleport, so no matter where you were, whenever you need me, I would be there in a flash of light. If I could have just one power, I'd want to move objects with my mind, so I would write your name with the very stars themselves. If I could have just one power, I would want to be able to fly, so I could pick you up and carry you above all your troubles. If I could have just one power, I'd want to be able to see the future, so I could let you know that, darling, everything's going to be okay. If I could have just one superpower, I'd want to control the weather. So never again would you spend 2 weeks planning one day only to have it ruined by rain. If I could have one power, I'd want to be able to turn invisible. So even on the days when you wanted to be by yourself, I wouldn't have to leave your side. If I had just one power, I would want to live forever. So long after you're gone, I could still stand on the tops of mountains screaming your name and singing your glory to the heavens. But I am not a superhero. I'm not even a supervillain. I'm just a man. So if I could truly have just one superpower, I would want my skin to shine with the brilliant radiance of the sun, in the hopes that maybe then you would notice that I even exist.
Kitchener-Waterloo, who you setting up? I can probably figure it out, you know. I probably don't even need to ask, but it's already, you know, I'm already in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome up J.T. Jones and the rest of the team.
Rain. There's a storm coming in. You know how I know.
I can feel winds.
Smell ozone.
Static electricity.
I can hear thunder clapping.
What?
Or
Crazy! Tons!
We are the accumulation
of moist clouds overhead.
Moisture from our mouths and cunts salivating to speak.
Dust kicked up our feet, collecting stories of our streets.
We are
That thing underneath the embodiment. Ghostly whispers.
Rasping wind.
We are long-fingered trees scratching at your window that remind you of things left undone.
because patriarchy looks like this.
The only all-cunt team at CFSW.
Misogyny! So loud, so ever-present, so always. Release the thunder! From mouth to cut to ground! Because, ooh, baby, we've got your lightning rod right here!
Yeah! I cleave with the fury of 1,000 thunderclaps! Vibrations so profound and the yoga class!
No one dares to ask.
There's not a single space in my body that needs to be filled with more than my own hot air. There are no cavities that need drilling in my vagina, dentata. We are thunder!
Clearing the way with my bulldozing winds, I am a gust. Try to possess me in your hands, and what I am is lost. Under my righteous rage, you will lose all structural integrity. Stones of subdivision houses and big box stores will return to the ground, and I'll bust your pompous palace tower down.
I am what your insurance company calls
an act of God.
I am cool, gentle rain, trickling sweet relief in the middle of the hot, hairy mess that is the bloody blinking eye of the storm. My low, soft voice calls you through uterine contractions, and my soothing hands cup your bulging vulva as you split apart and come together again in the act of creation.
We are thunder. I am cold wind, running into the embrace of hot air, a clash of opposite poles that leave me both torn and whole. I reset extremes to keep my balance.
We are here for all the cunts whose verbose verbosity and daring dexterity makes them speak in
tongue.
We are the rains of relief, releasing tension of shoulders held up to our ears.
The rains refilling your wells and catalyzing your tears.
The raining storm running through the rivers of our bodies run dry. We
are the flying bees.
In the name of the mother,
the earth,
and the winds of change.
We are thunder.
From mouth to cut
to ground.
Let me see your flying bee. Let me hear your thunder clap. Let me see your flying bee. Let me hear your thunder clap.
But there was a time penalty. Time. 3:11. Gotta be what it is. All right, Montreal. Can I assume that the last name on your... Yeah, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome up your last poet of the bout. Give them all your energy. Give it up for Meg Land and the team. Please.
Bring that shit! Yeah!
I am not a lesbian. I love wearing men's plaid shirts, but I am not a lesbian. I have messy hair, a black leather jacket, and boys' underwear, but I am not a lesbian.
I'm awkward and I smirk shyly at other girls sporting plaid shirts and messy hair before doing something completely stupid like turning around too fast and elbowing her hard in the ribs by accident and running away, spilling soy London fog all over the counter and the floor and the barista.
But I am not a lesbian. I write zines on typewriters and photocopiers like it's 1995. driving. I've got the recycled Value Village hipster glasses to match, but I am not a lesbian.
I smell like your dad and drink Sailor Jerry's rum while getting stick and poked by my ex-girlfriend's roommate's new lover, but
I am not a lesbian. I often say I don't eat meat. As I'm a vegetarian, this hardly clarifies things. I walk like a trucker, spit like a trucker, swear like a trucker.
And my idea of a new wardrobe involves a pair of scissors and your aunt's old leopard print lingerie she tried to hide in the attic like a corpse from the 80s.
But I am not a lesbian. I am an artist and a party animal. And I love stupid dancey pop songs and am sometimes involved in the local leslie drama. But I am not a lesbian.
I love lying with my arms around your curvy little body, running my fingertips up and down that place where your sharp hip bone falls gently into the smoothness of your stomach, or snuggled up against a girl with shoulders twice the width of mine, safe and warm as she strokes my hip. But
I am not a lesbian. I refuse to buy sex toys that look too much like penises. And I giggle every time I see a naked man bum. But I am so not a lesbian. I briefly allowed myself to be thrown in that box. To call myself a lesbian.
Despite my lack of belief in anything being
black or white.
Despite my lack of feelings in the fact that I will only use temporary hair dye because I cannot even commit to cool chestnut or dark ash.
And we all know the joke about lesbians on second dates and moving vans. Yeah. I remember well the moments I realized I didn't quite fit. Never very straight, and now realizing that I am not a lesbian.
She was making me pancakes, and I leaned in, my fingers in her hair, when her cat pounced at us, and suddenly I was having flashbacks to all the moments with all the girls and their cats, and panic rose in my awkward flat chest.
Fucking cats! I'll never fit here. I am not a lesbian.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. In fourth place, with a total, we take all the scores, add them up, cumulative, with a 96.5, give it up for Montreal. In third place, with a total of 97, these scores are all really close. Good job, judges, good job. All right, we got with a 97, give it up for London. First and second place are so close. There's a difference of 0.2. Yeah, right? In second place with a 102.1, give it up for Team Burlington. And your winner tonight, ladies and gentlemen, in first place with a 102.3, give it up for Team Kitchener-Waterloo. I want to thank Fannin real quick, sitting here in the middle of the room. I just want to thank you because you were my gauge. I just kind of looked at the people, I looked over it, I wanted to get the extremes of how the room was feeling, you know? And so I would just kind of look over at a sleepy person and be like, okay, there's that extreme. And then I would look at you, and you were like tearing your face off. You were just like, shit would happen. And you'd be like, what? What? It's like,
Speak that shit!
It's like, congratulations on coming to your first slam, Fannin. Good job.